60 Minutes Rewind.
The way we Americans watched movies has changed dramatically in the last few years because of the man who thought up and started up a company called Netflix. Now, more and more of us rent movies by mail. Today, Netflix rakes in about $50 million a month. And the company was started by a math teacher turned software tycoon. He asks his subscribers to pay a flat monthly fee. Most people take the $18 package and then order DVDs they want over the internet. It's an idea that makes a lot of people say, why didn't I think of that? And when you hear how the CEO, Reed Hastings, thought it up, you really want to shoot yourself because you've probably been in the same boat he was in. How did it come about?
And I was hoping you wouldn't ask that because it's a little embarrassing. I rented a VHS and I had misplaced it, and it was 6 weeks late, so it was a $40 late fee. And I remember it because I didn't want to tell my wife because, I knew what she would say.
What would she say?
An eye roll. Eye roll that could kill. And I thought, oh, great. Now I'm thinking about lying to my wife about a late fee and the sanctity of my marriage for this thing. I mean, it's just this crazy. And I was on the way to the gym. And I realized, wow, video stores could operate like a gym with a flat membership fee. And it was like, I wonder why no one's done that before. And
the eureka moment.
Yeah.
Most movies were still on VHS 9 years ago. And VHS tapes were too bulky and too expensive for the mail. Then a friend told him about a new technology called the DVD. And he thought,
So I ran down a tower and bought a bunch and mailed them to myself. And then I waited.
You just threw them in the mail?
I just threw them in the mail and wanted to see were they going to get destroyed in the mail. And I opened them up, and they were fine. And I thought, oh, my God, this is going to work. This is going to work.
And so far, it has. More than 5 million Americans are getting their movies in skinny red envelopes by snail mail. And keeping them as long as they want with no late fees. Reed Hastings took us to their main warehouse, which is in Silicon Valley, and houses a staggering 26 million DVDs, row after row of big-ticket blockbusters. This is all Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Look at this. Box office bombs. Puddle Cruiser, never heard of that one. TV shows. Rescue Me. And thousands of other videos you've never heard of. Sex and the Girl. You don't do pornography, right?
Nope.
None. Zero.
No.
There are more than 65,000 different titles. If it's ever been put on DVD, chances are it's here.
And there's 40 of these warehouses around the country.
Right.
So that nearly every customer gets next day delivery.
Here's how it works. The warehouse opens at 4 a.m. when the post office delivers the DVDs Netflix renters sent back after watching them.
We get in 100,000 returns. We open them one by one if necessary.
Hand.
Yep, it's all by hand. Every day we do this.
Every DVD is examined for scratches before the ones on order are repacked and shipped out again by late afternoon. Nationally, Netflix moves more than 1.5 million DVDs a day, making Reed Hastings one of the post office's top 10 customers for first-class mail. Oh, you're fast. Look how fast she does that.
Yeah.
She's stuffing 1,000 envelopes an hour. And so she and all the other workers, associates they call them, break every 90 minutes.
Stretch time. Fingers.
From mandatory
1, 2,
exercises
3, 4, 5. Push your back.
to ward off carpal tunnel.
One more time.
Now this is where it gets cool.
Okay. Netflix uses the same sorting machines as the post office. These are running through 17,000 envelopes an hour, grouping them by zip code. This pre-sorting gets them a postal discount.
These are going to Palo Alto, and these are going to Los Altos, and these are going to San Francisco.
Special Netflix software keeps the DVDs in almost constant circulation. Most returns are sent right out again without going back to the shelves.
And they ship it right out.
Hastings' first job was as a math teacher in Swaziland for the Peace Corps. After graduate school, he started his first company called Pure Software. You said that you were not a good CEO, and you needed to turn that over to somebody else.
I definitely struggled as CEO. We became one of the 50 largest software companies on the planet, but I definitely struggled, and then it was acquired.
For pile of money.
Pile of money.
Reportedly $750 million.
And that gave me the money to be able to start Netflix with. This is the Netflix website.
Netflix earned $688 million in revenues last year.
But what are these stars? Those
stars are the key to the system.
Okay.
They show what other people that have my movie taste think of this movie.
That's part of their recommendation system. So let's say you rent On the Waterfront.
I could have been a contender.
And give it 5 stars. Netflix software searches for what other On the Waterfront renters have rated highly, figures out from other movies you've rated whether it's Brando you like, films in black and white, or mob flicks, and voila,
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
they offer you other movies. Hastings thinks the recommendations have transformed the movie business by giving new life to thousands of forgotten or overlooked films,
We need to help one another.
like Hotel Rwanda.
I cannot leave these people to die.
I did very little theatrical business, but our members like it a lot. They rated it very highly. So our website promotes it to more and more people. And now Hotel Rwanda is the #5 all-time rented film at Netflix, which is above Wedding Crashers, which is a great mainstream film.
The story will continue after this. For customers Bob and Bobby Henkel, it's those art house movies, the back catalog films that sold them on Netflix.
Do you like the same kind of movies?
No.
They get about 5 DVDs every week.
I like action movies.
And I like the stories that have depth, character, forget the action.
Your problem with Netflix is Bob.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Well, not totally. They live in northern Maine, and their DVDs never get here the next day. When they've tried to complain,
Communicating with a computer leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, have you ever tried to call them on the phone and
Actually, no. I don't know what their phone number is.
you can't find their
No,
phone?
it's not listed. You can't. It's very difficult to contact the company.
we asked Reed Hastings what customers like the Henkels should do to get through by phone.
I'll show you that here. Okay.
It took forever.
How do I contact customer service?
Even the CEO couldn't find the phone number.
Okay, it's all by email.
Hastings has to worry about things like this because of competition. Blockbuster is nipping at his heels with its own DVD by mail service. But there's an even bigger threat that could make all DVD rental obsolete, says media reporter Scott Hetrick, and that is downloading, getting a movie straight off the web. How much of a threat is downloading to the future of Netflix, do you think?
I think it's a very real threat. If people can get things electronically, maybe they don't need a physical disc anymore.
But Netflix itself will be a movie downloader, says Hastings, who claims he'll be able to beat the big dot-coms like Apple that have announced they're getting into the game too.
We are making available over 75 films online.
More successful than Apple? With the iPod and all of that?
More successful than Apple, Yahoo, Amazon, absolutely. Because those companies, they focus on a lot of things, books and music. We think that we can be the winning firm by focusing on movies.
Somewhere between 20 and 25% of investors have gone short on your stock. They're betting that downloading will eat you for lunch. So I think the message that you're just giving me isn't out there.
The message, I think that we intend to be the leading company is out there. What people wonder about is how will we do? No one really knows.
Do you think that Netflix has a chance to maintain a lead in that market?
When you start converting into downloads, that's a very different kind of business that anybody can play at, and not just Apple and iTunes, Google Video, Yahoo Video, MySpace, all the studios. Now, having said that, they will still be able to be players. They just won't be able to be as dominant in the category as they are now.
Even small companies are getting into downloading. Bruce Eisen is the president of Cinema Now, which is already up and running.
How long does it usually take, though, to download a full movie?
An hour.
But right now, for most people who would go to your site to download a movie, They would have to watch it, for the most part, on their computer.
Right. You hit the nail on the head. It's using it is easy. Connecting it to the TV, where most people do want to watch it, isn't easy yet.
Unlike most of us, Eisen has the internet connected to his TV. New equipment to do that will probably be widely available in the next year or two. And yet Hastings thinks it'll be 5 to 10 years before downloading hits big. So his plan now is to try and quadruple his DVD customers. He just added 2 new warehouses in Maine and Alaska.
Netflix.
There's a new ad campaign.
Late fees? Forget about it.
And this summer, Netflix staged a traveling roadshow with screenings of famous movies in the places they were set, like Field of Dreams on that baseball diamond in Iowa, and Jaws on Martha's Vineyard.
And you're going to watch it? Are you going to stay?
Not only am I going to watch it, I can try and go for a swim afterwards, too.
Ooh.
Up to now, Hastings has been a big fish in a small pond. But with the downloading wave coming, his confidence about the company comes with nagging questions about himself.
I think for sure in my first company, I had a lot of self-doubt. And I have some now, but it's manageable now, where it was troubling before.
You feel that you've mastered whatever it was that you were struggling with before.
Being a CEO is a lifetime of learning, so I would never say the word master, but continuing to really enjoy the learning of it.
Apple plans to boost its new downloading business by introducing iTV within 6 months. It's a box that'll connect the internet and TV. Reed Hastings told us he'll unveil plans for his own download service in January. And Netflix has posted a customer service number on its website.